structures to Squad C officer. We have found additional victims on the B side of the structure.
You're talking, right? That's good.
Coming up on you.
Send off for ALS immediately. Patient is unresponsive, head laceration.
The breed of rescuer that we have here today, they're those people that thrive on this. Vermont Task Force One folks are eager, they're engaged, and we're thrilled to be here. We've been able to operate hands-on to look at our interoperability with other agencies to see how communications flows both from the local responder level up to us, to the activation of the state team, and how that progresses to the federal assets and our military partners that we're working with here today.
This is the largest exercise that the state of Vermont has ever done. We have 5,000 participants. We have 7 civil support teams. We have a Homeland Response Force, a SURF-P from the National Guard, as well as our state urban search and rescue and state hazmat teams, and 7 communities playing. We also have the Region 1 USAR team to help with that effort. We have a lot of play all over the state, simulating the worst disaster to hit the state ever. We're going to start off with a medical emergency, a pandemic of plague. We will be setting up all of our points of dispensing for medical countermeasures. We'll have actually 2 earthquakes affecting the state of Vermont, and then we'll get into a little bit of recovery.
Well, the Vigilant Guard exercises themselves are ongoing National Guard events. It's a very big event for the state because they have multiple players and multiple events ongoing constantly. So it's a very big deal for them internally, but for us in our partnership, it ends up being very beneficial. From my perspective as the FCO, the benefit here is I get to work hand in hand with my direct counterparts as I would in a real life event. You never know all the answers. I've had probably over 100 disasters now. I don't know the answers, and every time I do this, I get smarter and I learn something from the people that are working in the incident with me.
An exercise like this allows us to take what we learned during Irene and take it to a whole nother level. This is an event that is going to stretch our capabilities so that next time when we're called on, we're that much better to assist Vermonters.
I'm going in, I'm looking with the technical cameras into some of the smaller areas to see if we need to remove a wall or lift something off of anybody, finding small clues that might lead us to believe that somebody is behind an area that we can't easily gain access to.
You know, people think it's hard working in an urban emergency department. You know, try doing what we do with sicker patients in the middle of nowhere in a disaster-stricken zone and having to think on your toes medically and operationally. It's just an aspect of care that we don't get to do in the hospital. It's a great use of my knowledge and resource, and it's a great way to give back, you know, to a lot of dedicated volunteers who do this on their own time and just wanting to be a part of something bigger than them.
We have trauma surgeons, we have ER doctors, all of the nurses are pretty much ICU nurses, including myself. So we are very valuable to come into a community and provide our medical support to the firefighters or the EMS that are already there.
Vigilant Guard is a unique and rare opportunity for multiple agencies, from federal government to local governments, to be able to come and work together in a combined effort to mitigate a natural disaster or a man-made disaster.
We have multiple training sites. We're working in small Vermont-like villages that are up on hillsides with remote or difficult access and terrain problems. There's another site that's more of like a collapsed rubble pile type scenario. So there's really a mixed bag. You can be on site and work here for 2 or 3 days and have almost no awareness of some of the other events and exercises that are going on.
There's a saying, you're only as good as your training. So if we have the opportunity to train together, it's only going to enable us to work better in the future at disasters.
Having grown up in Vermont and being the state liaison officer and playing this exercise is just a fantastic opportunity for me to be in the state. We've structured this exercise so that the federal partnership with the state partners can be built upon and grow. And I see that happening through this exercise, and I'm extremely proud of that.